Yeah? But stone, it just seemed too heavy to work with, or it didn't have enough?
It's just, stone's hard to come by, and here in Oregon, wood is not, so it just sort of led me that direction naturally.
Okay, so I think here we are at the market?
Yeah, that's at the McMinnville Public Market. I'm doing a little carving demo. That's a sort of a dog blank. I wrote "Your Dog Here, Bring Me Pictures" on it as sort of a promotional, give people the idea that I could carve their dog. And I just started on it with the chainsaw without a picture here, so it's just sort of it turns into sort of a mutt.
Because did you try to finish it at that market?
Oh.
That would be really difficult.
Well, he's still in progress, but
Okay.
It just shows some work I do on him here. I'll get the grinder out in a few minutes and do a little bit more finish work on it.
Will we be able to see that?
I believe he did film some of that. It should be on here.
Oh, that's so cool.
So, yeah, this piece I just sort of started having a go at, just to do a demo.
Have you ever made a big whoops while you're out in public?
Not yet. I've had 2 logs I've had to scrap so far. One of them was just yesterday.
Really?
In about 2 or 3 years of doing this seriously, so.
Okay.
Knock on wood, I usually do pretty good, but nobody's perfect.
Do you have a favorite kind of dog to carve?
Oh, I like bulldogs and mastiffs and boxers and hounds, anything with lots of wrinkles and expression and character.
Oh, yeah. Is
it
it hard to carve the wrinkles?
The wrinkles are actually they're pretty easy to do, and they're a lot of fun, and they just give so much character.
They add a lot of personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can really give expression by, positioning the wrinkles in a certain way.
That's really, are a lot of people responding to that?
The dog thing seems to be getting a lot of attention. They're cute, and a lot of people have dogs, and a lot of people really like their dogs, and trying to tug at their heartstrings a little bit.
Sure.
It's a slow market for art right now, and so I'm sort of pulling out all the stops.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point because, the 2 businesses that you're involved with, construction and art, both have probably been hit fairly hard by the recession.
Yeah.
So.
I've just been lowering my prices and.
Trying to get creative with the way that you market yourself and the way that you take the consignment thing.
Absolutely.
I think it used to be people wanted to have their dogs painted, but now we've moved into a new era. and then would this dog sit by the fireplace, or would he go on the porch, or?
Well, wherever you'd like him. I mean, that's the beauty of him. You sit him there, and he'll obediently stay.
Yeah, exactly. So when the kid says, "I want a puppy,"
yeah, exactly.
Here's the puppy. It's
low
carved.
Maintenance.
No doubt. Wow. What do your neighbors think of this? Is everybody pretty fascinated?
Yeah, they like to stop by and see the progress every once in a while on things. I leave things set up in front of the house so the neighbors can watch the progress.
Well, so let's talk a little bit about this one. This one maybe isn't quite quite as far along.
Yeah, this is a rough piece. This has only an hour or 2 worth of work into it. I was just I hadn't done any smaller dogs, and I wanted to show people that I could do smaller dogs. And,
okay. What is it? Is it like a Scotty dog?
Yeah, Yorkshire Terrier inspired, but Scotty, something small like that. Some people think it's a kitten, and I could still go that way with it. I mean, it's still sort of a rough piece.
Yeah, you probably could, actually.
But
so what you've got now, have you started to burn it at all, or is this just a function of the power tools?
That's just the edge of the grinding wheel burning it.
Okay.
And sometimes I use that for character. And
this is redwood?
Yeah, that's redwood. These 2 smaller guys are redwood.
That's really beautiful. I mean, even in this stage, you look at it and you think it's so roughly hewn, but yet you can still make out that it, I think that's really fascinating. You must kind of love to watch it just sort of take shape right before your eyes.
Oh, that's the fun of it. It's instant gratification.
Once you get its little face going, and that's incredible, really.
Well, thank you.
Do you do birds and things like that too? Real small stuff?
I'm willing to take on anything people are willing to throw at me. I love the challenge of some larger or high-end pieces, or whatever I can get. happy to do people's dogs and smaller commissions as well. You know.
And the Chewbacca.
Oh, I have a 10'8" Bigfoot in Dallas at Tater's Cafe.
Do you?
He's kind of like a Chewbacca.
Did the kids all try to climb on it?
I haven't seen him with kids yet. I've driven by and checked him out, but I haven't really seen the public interact with him yet. So.
Is it a fairly new installation?
Oh, it's been up there, I believe, about 6 months.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So that's a Bigfoot?
Yeah, he's a Bigfoot. He's 10'8", and he's sort of in the parking lot in front of Tater's Cafe.
Oh my goodness! And what kind of wood did you make that one out of?
That's another Douglas fir.
Okay.
Fell over on my neighbor's yard, and he said, "Come get it."
So now his name is the same name as your neighbor.
Yeah.
The Bigfoot, named
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah,
Huh.
I guess I could name him Walt.
Okay, there we go. So what's coming up for you this summer? You're gonna be at the farmers market in McMinnville.
at the farmers market in Lincoln City and
Lincoln City.
and the public market in McMinnville.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be doing a lot of carving demos there. Like I said, I'll have the bigger piece that I'll be working on throughout the summer,
Mm-hmm.
which not quite sure what it's even going to be yet, but it's going to be big, and I'll be working on it every week.
How did you get involved with the co-op in Lincoln City?
I've had a few pieces in the Hidden Treasures Gallery here in McMinnville,
Mm-hmm.
and a woman was scouting out for people for the gallery out there. They needed a three-dimensional artist. They had lots of painters, and they needed someone that did 3D. So I was very fortunate to be selected for that, because they have a big waiting list of people that want to get in there. But since I was doing what they wanted, I lucked out.
So now over at the coast, I mean, I know a lot of times when you're in galleries at the coast, you're finding a lot of seascapes and more that marine kind of thing. And here, you see lots of grape stuff. I mean, that would be maybe with paintings and things. Are they looking more for whales and fish and things over there? Or?
Oh, a little bit.
The bear with the salmon in its mouth or something,
Yeah. Oh, well, that wouldn't necessarily. I don't know. I don't know what to say on that.
I just was curious if different markets are looking for different kinds of
Definitely, yeah.
art.
They're looking for a little bit more marine stuff on the coast, and I could probably bend a little bit more in that direction. Probably have a little bit better sales, but they already have a guy that does it so well.
Oh, is there somebody over there?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's sort of the hard part too. Do you have images up like on on the web or anything like that?
Not really. I'm sort of deficient in that area. I'm really old school. I don't really know computers too well, and.
No, I'm just curious as the different ways that people, if somebody's watching this show and would like to take a closer look, well, presumably they can make it to one of these two markets on any given weekend.
And the public market has a website, and there's some pictures of me working on there.
Okay. And do you still have some things in the Hidden Treasures in McMinnville?
I have one piece in there still, just so I'm represented there and so people can go in and see something. But,
grab a card or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have some kind of a dream of something that you would really love to carve if you could get the right piece of wood?
I just like working really big.
Do you? The big pieces are a lot of fun?
Yeah, a lot of fun. And I don't really know if I could just do anything. I don't know.
Do your construction buddies kind of miss you, or if you're busy with construction, do you try to do that as well as the art stuff?
I don't really. I'm sort of self-employed in the construction thing.
I see. Okay.
More work for friends. I'm more of a handyman. I don't really want to say on TV. I'm not licensed, bonded, and all. I just work for friends, kind of thing. But that's.
Well, you're an artist.
Yeah, I'm an artist.
You're an artisan. Oh, I see. Okay, so you take on the specialty things. If somebody wants something a little different or out of the ordinary, that's when they call you. Okay.
I take whatever work's available. I'm not above pulling weeds at this point.
You're not above doing a mosaic mermaid in the bathroom.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, well, see, that could be something fun. You could carve for the coast, a giant mermaid.
Oh, eventually. I'm definitely planning on it.
Are you thinking about that?
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Long
I mean, you
term,
think about like in the sailing museums and things, where you see the pictures of the ladies on the on the front of the ship.
On the front of the ships, yeah, that could be fun.
That would be really cool. People don't do that anymore because a lot of the ships are fiberglass, aren't they? And metal, but yeah. I mean, there's I think what I really like about wood, I've always really liked that, is it has such a long history. I mean, it goes back so far, and maybe, you know, some of the very earliest things are no longer with us, and we've got the stone and we've got the metal and things that have really lasted. But I mean, wood is sort of an easier material to work with in some ways, so you think people have been doing this for a long time. And in so many different kinds of things, you know, from figures such as what you do, but also, you know, what do you want to say, functional items, bowls and all that sort of thing too. So, I mean, it feels like people will inherit their, you know, grandpa or great-grandpa's woodworking tools. And that's just like such a really cool thing to have, that it's like you feel like it's really passed down. It's a really handmade art, you know, very hands-on.
Yeah, a lot of tradition in woodworking to draw from. I mean, if I need inspiration, there's so many different woodworking traditions around the world I can look to.
Have you done, you know, quite a bit of like research, or just, you know, maybe not research exactly, but just picked up books and looked at what other people have done over the years and centuries actually?
Yeah.
To see what that's like.
And especially before I do a piece, I look for, you know, what's been done and what could be done and potential, and obviously try to do something of my own. But
well, yeah, you clearly have a very, you know, individualized personal style, but yet, you know, there's a lot of different traditions to draw on as well.
Absolutely.
And gain some inspiration, some ideas. Like, I think this is really neat how you've done, I don't want to knock him over, but how you've got the little stone face. I think that's really clever.
And I've found a way to incorporate the stone into my woodwork without, you know, having the piece have to be completely out of the stone.
And, you know, it saves your back. By not working with stone, you don't have to buy all those, you know, huge pieces of machinery to try to haul the thing around.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, most of my wood pieces have been bigger than most of my stone pieces, but either way, I need to start saving my back.
Are you starting to feel it?
After a couple of years, I'm starting to, not really. I'm starting to get tired of it.
So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to figure out some sort of Inspector Gadget thing with the, you know, the winch or whatever you call it, to hoist the wood up so that you can get at it to work on it without you having to do all that lifting.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that'll be a little project for you this spring.
Yep.
How to work smarter, right?
Smarter, not harder, yeah.
That, you know, that's the thing I always think. It's like somebody comes in and they've got jewelry, for example, you know, and you think, wow, this jewelry, you can have a ton of jewelry, and it all fits into a case this big. But what goes on them? Their eyes, right? Because they're like this little tool and little wires. So it's always something, I think, no matter what you ever do.
Yeah.
You know, if you're using your body, that's the only thing that doesn't really wear out is your brain, huh?
Yeah, and this work is very physically demanding. That's another point I should probably make, especially with the larger pieces and the larger power tools. Because
it's kind of your pickup. I'm assuming you have a pickup.
Oh, I have a blazer, stuff them all in the back of.
Yeah.
Almost a pickup.
But it's probably out there, I mean, mucking in fields and going and retrieving this wood and bringing it back and hauling it and trying to figure out, is it filled with termites or what's going to crawl out of it, or...
Yeah, there's a lot involved.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, like with this piece, even I'm assuming that you did this on purpose. This wasn't, or was this...
That's some termite damage that
I sort of
artistically left. I considered filling it, but this sort of looks like a natural crease in his skin.
I think it does, yeah.
It's really not hurting him. It's not taking it away. And I've got oil in there now, so, you know, there's not going to be any further activity from them.
Right. So you can put something in there so that there won't be continued damage.
I just made sure to get the oil in there really good and drown them out.
Wow. You know, and I like that because it's, you know, people talk all the time about being green this and green that and how to sustain and reuse, and I mean, you're a perfect example of making art out of something that you find that would either, like you say, be ground up into paper or maybe burned up, and you're taking it and doing something really, you know, creative and long lasting with it and giving it a whole new life.
Well, that's kind of what I'm hoping to do.
Yeah. So. Well, gosh, I'm really glad that you could be with us today and bring all your work in and show what we've got here, what you have. I love it.
Well, I really appreciate the opportunity. So it's been great talking to you.
Yeah, and so...